today we're going to talk through hot boxes once again. This time we're going to cover 3 very clear-cut examples that all look like they happened on the same freaking day, which is a really weird coincidence. Either, for advertising and marketing purposes, or another example that I don't think anyone has talked to of a breaker looking like they're getting preferential treatment with one-of-ones once again. It's a very interesting video today. Let's jump straight into it. Actually, before we do, today's my day that I normally release my weekly news video, but I had a family emergency, so I decided to record this instead, as I think it's a pretty important one, so do apologize if you were looking out for the news video. Now, the first one won't be a surprise for you. If you watch Sports Card Radio, you would have seen them talk to this in length, and this is basically a box break that they did for marketing purposes with Antoine Griezmann, who is a very famous soccer player, if you weren't aware, a very, very good player who does like to collect cards apparently. And basically he sat down with Michael Rubin, as you can see on screen right now, and busted, a few different products. And the one in this specific instance, as Sports Card Radio did flag, was Top Sterling. Now, they raised a few questions, as in Sports Card Radio, around how when we see this product on camera, it's not sealed. They basically open it, and something interesting happens where before Griezmann pulls back, the foam that's on top of the card, the Topps president, I think his name is David Lanier, basically calls the fact that it's a Jackie Robinson. And that seems a little bit sus. It could be genuine, but essentially Griezmann does pull the Jackie Robinson, and it is a one-of-one cut auto. I wouldn't know if it's a product hit in this because I haven't really looked at the checklist in detail. Baseball is not my thing, but you'd imagine that's something that, a baseball fan would be wanting to chase, right? A one-of-one, a Jackie Robinson, a cut auto, even though it's a cut auto, is freaking cool in my opinion. And I don't even follow baseball. I'm wearing a baseball cap, but you guys, get the point. So it's an interesting one. And could this be another example of hot boxes? A box basically going to someone with the intention of them hitting a good card because the card is known to the person who has distributed them the box. I think, very much so. He has a very bit of a surprise face. Please check out the Sports Card Radio because they go into it in detail. But it just seems a bit sus, in my opinion, right? The fact that we haven't seen the box be, sealed, the fact that the call happens that it's a Jackie Robinson right as he sort of pulls the phone back, probably before he could actually even see it, even though the nameplate's on the top. It's entirely plausible, but at the same time, it's a very sus thing, right? You just so happen to hit, a one-of-one Jackie Robinson, and then Michael Rubin also hits a pretty cool Mike Trout patch auto, if I remember correctly, in the same day. That seems very, very sus, and maybe support some of the things we've discussed in the past around manufacturers actually knowing where hits are. Now, I'm not sure if Sterling is a hand-packed product or not. It might be. And if it is, I think that maybe speaks to even more volumes that this is a hot box and they can know where the hits are, etc. But, guys, why do you need to market yourself like this? If it is what you're doing and you've had, this hot box put together intentionally, because it could just be a coincidence, but why do you need to market like this? Like, you as an individual being excited to buy this product, I'm not going to go out there because you're seeing Griezmann buy this product. And if you're not a fan of baseball, but you're a fan of Griezmann and you're watching him bust this product, it's probably not going to be enough to go out and spend big money on this box to then bust it yourself, right? And then also, if you are interested in buying this product and you were wanting to chase that Jackie Robinson, and now you're seeing it being hit because they've done it, for marketing purposes, why are you going to go out and buy the product? It just seems a bit strange. Like, if it is a hot box, I would strongly advise, fanatics and tops to not do this again when it comes to breaking with famous people. I think it's dumb. I think there are ways you can advertise your product, as Sports Card Radio did also allude to yesterday, without doing stuff like this. I think there's other ways you can create, excitement about your product. I don't think this is it. If it is a hot box, it's very disappointing because, once again, it is fraud. Some of you might say, well, what's the big deal? It's fun. Well, there's probably people out there that have maybe already pre-ordered the product or looking to buy the product that now don't have a chance to get a card they were wanting to chase. You can't be doing that kind of stuff. It's, unethical, right? And I like to think that it's not, a hot box, and these guys just so happen to hit a really fantastic card with, a very famous person for advertising purposes. But sometimes this stuff is hard to argue against. And it goes, one step further, where literally on the same day, Topps released this video of Caitlin Clark, and she just so happens to, hit her own base card in this box. Now, it is a sealed box, as you can see, as she does cut it open. Now, again, what are the odds of that? This seems to happen a lot when you've got famous athletes either breaking something for, advertising purposes, or, joining a group breaker to break something that they were a player in. It just seems to happen a lot. And, when we're talking about coincidences, when they're happening so often, when do they stop being a coincidence and when do they, start being intentional? Again, it's just a base card that she hits, but, still, like, what are the freaking odds of that? I'm not sure how big the checklist is on this. Probably should have checked it before this video, but like I said, I had a family emergency today, so I couldn't look too much into it. But I find that hard to believe. Now, I'm really keen to get your thoughts on this one because, again, what are the freaking odds of that? Let me know. We've got two examples from Topps on the same freaking day with two different events where, you've got a player hitting their own card and then also somebody hitting a really good card. If, again, you're looking to advertise it this way, Topps, it's not all right. And at least it's only a base card in this specific instance, but still, I find it, a little bit shocking if you start looking at all this stuff together. Now, the thing I do want to talk to you here that I don't think anybody noticed, right? And we've had, accusations around group breakers in the past, seemingly looking like they're getting hot boxes. Now, I'm going to talk to Mama Breaks here, as you can see on screen, and she is very big in the non-sports card space. She breaks a lot of Star Wars cards. So what I'm about to talk you through might be entirely plausible. But what I found a bit strange, it seemed to go over people's heads that happened the same freaking day as the other two things. Again, with Topps product, is she hit two Superfractors 1-of-1s in the same day, the same night. So the first one was this one, I believe, the Grief Karga or Apollo Creed from Mandalorian. She hit this 1-of-1, and then a few hours earlier, she hit this one of Obi-Wan Kenobi, another 1-of-1, but this time a auto. Two 1-of-1s in the same night is again a little bit strange, and given the fact that I think this might even be the fourth or fifth 1-of-1 that she's hit from this product, because she also had a customer hit the one you can see there, the Darth Vader, at a card show, and I'm sure some others have popped up as well. It just seems very coincidental, and in my opinion, like, it doesn't look very good. Now, it could just be luck because she does again bust a lot of this product, and I don't think it's printed to death like some of the other stuff is. But that's three instances from Topps on the same day where you've got people looking like they're getting hot boxes going to them. And it is an interesting one because we keep seeing it happen, and it's just not good. Like, when you're a collector out there, right, and you're wanting to buy a product, or you're someone like me that bought hobby boxes a lot, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, and you're at the point now where you're, very much priced out, right, because it's so expensive. Not many people can afford them. Just somebody that goes into group breaks and all that sort of stuff, and you can only afford to maybe get some spots here and there, or you can maybe only afford to buy one box a year or something like that. And you're an avid collector and you really want this stuff and you enjoy ripping and the chase, and then you're seeing instances like this. It's not a good look, and it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I'm somebody that, like I said, loves collecting cards, as I'm like sure many of you do. Busting packs and collecting sets has been my passion since I can remember. I think one of my earliest memories, in life is me busting open some rugby cards, right? I actually stole a pack as a kid from the store when I was like 5 years old. So I don't like talking about that too much, but that's like one of my earliest memories, right? Ripping these packs open, and it's been something that's, stuck with me my whole life. You can see behind me, I collect a bunch of different things. I love collecting things. I love the chase. I love that thrill. It's just really disappointing now where you're sort of being not only priced out, but maybe even having no skin in the game from the get-go, right? You're basically, you need to be in it to win it, right? But even when you're in it, you don't have a chance to win it because things are going to people that, companies maybe want to prop up, or they're going to, famous people for advertising purposes. I just think it's very, very disappointing. I'm really keen, like I said, to get your thoughts on this one, because those three examples basically all happening in the same day are not a good look in my opinion. And yes, you've got differences between, things being done for marketing purposes like the first two were, and then maybe Mama Breaks getting preferential treatment, which, might not be the case. She might not even know, as we've said with Backyard Breaks before, these guys might not even know, these breakers might not even know that they're getting the preferential treatment because they have, a big following and they're propped up and they're basically being seen anywhere and anywhere that has people that are relevant within the hobby are showcasing them and talking to them and interacting with them and collaborating with them, because they got all the eyes on them. Are these businesses propping them up for, excitement purposes? I just find the whole thing, incredibly disappointing. I'm talking in circles now. Please share your thoughts. There's probably some other things that I wanted to talk to, but it's been almost 10 minutes, so I do apologize. I will, see you in the next one, and apologies once again for not being able to put out my weekly news today. I've had a family emergency. Like I said, a family member is very, very unwell, so not sure if I will be online in the next few days, but if I am, stay tuned. If I'm not, I'll see you when I'm back. Cheers.